The Temple of Solomon Temple stood in Jerusalem for almost 400 years. It was the crown jewel of Jerusalem and the center of worship to the Lord. Almost half of the Old Testament writings took place during the time that Solomon's temple was still standing. Understanding the significance of its history and design can greatly add to one's reverence toward the Almighty. What is the meaning of the Temple of Solomon? Solomon then led the whole assembly of Israel in prayer, noting that the construction of the temple represented a fulfillment of God's promise to David, dedicating the temple as a place of prayer and reconciliation for the people of Israel, and for foreigners living in Israel to have a real encounter with the God of Israel. What does the Temple of Solomon represent? God's presence in the temple linked the human and divine realms and allowed humans to interact with God through worship. It also ignited faith in God's people, creating awareness of submission, respect for what is holy, and the fear of the Lord. Today, the Temple of Solomon aspires to the same goals as the previous one, to awaken people's faith in the living God. In July of 2010, the great work began. 4 years later, in 2014, that idea became a reality. After its inauguration, millions of people from all over the world have been welcomed in. They have been freed from their afflictions and learned that through faith we can achieve extraordinary results. And it's in this place where millions have testified the power of God that we have our next campaign of Israel. You will have an opportunity to send your prayer requests to the same place, because it's written, "Now my eyes will be open and my ears attentive to prayer made in this place." Bishops and pastors from all over the world will pray in this place and determine the transformation of your life. The Campaign of Israel at the Temple of Solomon, the opportunity for you to become the blessing.